There's a particular history every Southerner must not fail to learn about. A particular history. Every Southerner must not fail to learn about how the Fulanis were able to conquer northern Nigeria, especially the Hausas. How Fulanis were able to conquer northern Nigeria. If you are from the southwest, the southeast, and the south-south part of Nigeria, you must not fail to learn about how these guys, 15 million, were able to dominate over 70 million Hausas. They took over their politics, their economy. If you go to Hausa land today, let's start with this. 9 governors in northern Nigeria are Fulanis. There's no single Hausa governor. Look at Kano State. Look at Kaduna State. Look at Katsina State. The KKK State. KKK State. Dominated by the Fulani. These are Hausa places where, especially Kano State. So, as a Southerner, so that you will not be deceived tomorrow, go and learn the history of the Fulanis. Come to Yoruba land. 70% of the wars fought by the Yorubas fought with the Fulani. 7% of the wars fought by the Yorubas. The Fulanis were not okay with dominating the houses because their grandfather Uthman Danfodio promised that they are going to dip their sword in the Atlantic Ocean. So as big as northern Nigeria is, could not contain the Fulanis. They had to spread. They wanted to spread. They had to spread to southern Nigeria. They were able to partially have influence in Kwara State. So half of the wars, more than half of the wars that the Yorubas fought, they fought with the Fulanis. So as a Yoruba person, an Igbo person, or from the southern part of Nigeria, you must learn the history of the Fulanis, especially in northern Nigeria. The Fulanis were the first colonialists. The Arab were the first colonialists in Africa. They tried to colonize Africans, make Africans as slaves. And that is the template the Fulani wants to replicate in our modern day democracy. I saw a report, and that report shocked me. Islamic group demands domestication of Sharia panel in Osun State. By force, these guys want to make sure that they leave a footprint of Sharia in the southwest. They have said this before. They have said, we have one thing in common with the southwest. We have one thing in common with the Yoruba man. The Fulanis have said it. They have one thing in common with the Yoruba man, and that is Islam. So they have a way they can enter the Yorubas through Islam. The way they were able to convince the Hausas to join Islam and use the same Islam to kill their kings, take over. You see, Hausas now, they have no say in the political activities in their own ancestral homes and land because of what the Fulani did. And the Fulani is known, they have a reputation of hundreds of years of going to places, causing trouble, dominating, terrorizing, and also ruling over those people in those communities. This particular report, look at the actions. I love the way Southwest youths were able to stand up to the Sultan of Sokoto, tell him that they are going to put him in his place if they are going to bring Sharia in the Southwest. But this is one thing that baffles me. Professionals from all over the country, Yoruba professionals, you all came together to discuss an important issue. And that important issue that you saw very, very important was to discuss about how to domesticate Sharia in the Southwest. You never look at banditry, insecurity. You never looked at more pressing issues in the Southwest. All you wanted to do was how you can domesticate. Look at the videos and look at many people, they were wearing white, I don't know, coming to discuss. Look at the country, look at what is going on. But this is what these people know that is important in Yoruba land to discuss. Somebody says, Sharia panel for domestication is simply for inheritance, divorce, and marriages. It is different from the Sharia law most of you think. Yorubas are not that dumb to adopt Fulani ideology. It is not possible. That's why I said people should go and read about the history of, because of this reaction. But I think the person should be a Yoruba person. He believes that this domestication of Sharia that involves inheritance, divorce, and marriages Number one, it will not affect non-Muslims. It is not going to be like the Fulani ideology. Please tell me the kind of Sharia the Fulani practiced. How did Fulani get into the hearts of the Sarakis in Hausa land? They started with this normal. No, this is not going to affect. For instance, now you go to Kano State, Hizbah police. Look at the Niger State governor the other day said if you are having dreadlock or whatsoever, they will arrest you or whatsoever. They will say they will come without saying all these things when they have a stronghold. When they start by this, this one is not going to harm anybody. It is between Muslims and Muslims. You are giving them chance to enter. When they step one of their foot, and that one foot they have stepped inside your community is strong, they will bring the second foot. And as they are bringing the second foot, they will bring it slowly. You will not notice. They'll be growing in numbers. Growing in numbers. Before you know, if it takes them 20 years, they don't care. They believe that, they believe that this West Africa is their grandfather's estate and they must dominate. They must take it from the people. The Fulani believe that we all are strangers in this land. That this land belongs to their ancestors, their grandfathers. So that will be at the back of their mind. You are going to say, okay, this is harmless now. It's not harmful. Okay, Sharia domestication for inheritance, divorce, and marriages. Yorubas are not that dumb. Look at Turkey today. Look at Iran. They allow these people to just put one step. Look at Britain today. Just take a look at Britain. What's happening in Britain? How Islam is slowly taking over Britain. Before you know, open your eyes. They have been able to convince you to do a lot of things. Go to Kwara State. There are some Yorubas that still pledge their allegiance to the Fulani dynasty. Yorubas. Because there's one thing I've not yet understood. How these Fulanis are able to convince people to jettison their culture, their heritage, and their language most of the time. I don't know how they are able to do that. But the Fulani have their own intact too. They have their language intact. It is even hard for you to speak Fulani, Fufide. They can speak other people's language. But they know how they preserve their own culture and their language and their heritage. But they want you to lose yours. The first colonizers, I think I've said this before, the first colonizers are the Fulanis. Fulani is ready to colonize. They have said it now. Should be Yoruba land. Yoruba land is their brothers now. Islam. They'll use Islam and enter Southwest. I have said this before. One of the reasons why I'm speaking up is because if they enter Southwest, you don't finish. You don't finish for Southern Nigeria. Even the Middle Belt you are seeing today, if not for the resilience of the Middle Belt, these guys will have entered the Southeast. From the South, they will have entered and caused a lot of havoc. We are here with a Southern president. We are here with democracy, with rule of law, with our constitution. And Fulani herdsmen are going into farms and killing people. People are running away from their lands. This is almost 20 years. And nothing real is happening. Nothing real, tangible is happening. Not to talk of when they are able to infiltrate our societies using religion. They have established communities here and there. We have reports that they are spread all over the forests. They are waiting for the right time to attack. Malafi has said a lot of things. That's why I said, as a Southerner, you must be able to read and understand how the Fulani operate. So it is disheartening that we have very many foolish people who say they go to... See, I don't know which kind of school you are going on. For the fact you go to school does not mean you lose your common sense. People who sew uniform, they are not aware of their environment. They are just sheepishly following something that is not so important. As a Muslim, are you not being affected by the economy? Are you not being affected by the insecurity? Are you not surprised that most governors in southern Nigeria are looking like incapacitated? Are you not surprised that even governors that are the chief security officer of the state are not even really coming up to speak against the insecurity. And yet you are using your hand to invite people to come and domesticate Sharia in Osun State. And you're telling me it is marriage, it's inheritance, and all of you. The Fulanis were able to enter the Hausas. First, they came with moderate Islam. From moderate Islam, the Sarakis, the leaders of these Hausa people were their target. Their daughters, they gave their daughters in marriage. They started mixing with them. I know they believe that the Fulani blood is stronger. They believe that the Fulani, they are better. See, Fulani believe that they are better than you. They don't care. Even though they are in the bush, they believe that. Look at the Bauchi State governor, what he said. Fulani is a universal citizen. Fulani, look at what Erufai said. If you kill one Fulani, the life of one Fulani is much more important than the lives of many other persons. Even their cows, they believe that their cows, their own cows, the life of their cow is much more important than your life. So they used their daughters, they permitted them from then, they carried out their jihad. They carried out their jihad because they have gained ground. They used it and they killed and they dominated. It took a process, a number of time. I have said this here. The wars that the Yoruba fought in their own history, most of them are with the Fulanis. What were they trying to do those years? You were trying to... Thank God those days, Yorubas were warriors. These days, Yorubas are weak now. Those days, the Yorubas were warriors. Warriors. An average Yoruba then was a warrior. The same with the Igbos. But all the kind of element you have today, you just see people just litter the whole place. It's because what they want to chop now and die tomorrow. That's what they are looking for. They're not looking at generations to come. How they are going to plan for generations to come. We are coming together to organize a seminar, domestication. Look at how plenty they are. Domestication of this, domestication of that. At the end of the day, people are losing their lives, and your governors are incapacitated to account to defend the people. Look at Ondo State. Look at our killings during the time of Akeredolu. Look at the arrest in Ogun State. Over 100 people were arrested from the forests. Look at the arrest in Lagos State. Over 100 people arrested in the forest. This one is the one that you know. Look at Boko Haram cells were discovered in Ibadan, Oyo State. And look at what the governor did. These people, you go into your communities, most of them are not causing trouble. The peaceful ones are there, peaceful. I saw a video, a young man in Enugu State did an interview was using his camera to interview a Fulani. He said this one is peaceful. This one is 9 days peaceful. It is the rat that is peaceful, that is staying with you, that will invite the rat that is outside. Don't you know how these intelligent officers operate? They will come and mix with you now. Look at the answers. Some people came and mixed with them. He mixed with them. Jovial, they were laughing. They're joining them to do Aluta. When I was in school, one of my classmates, I discovered that he was an intelligence officer. You will never suspect. How did I discover? I will not tell you. You never suspect how he's able to stay among people. You will never suspect that this guy is working with the police. He's even more like an unserious person. But these guys are getting information. So those peaceful ones, you are saying this one is a peaceful person now. All these ones, they give problem. The peaceful ones are the ones that will turn at the back, go to the back, give information to those ones that will come and attack you. That's why you see Benue State governor say those attacking, those that are killing are foreigners. Benue State governor. Plateau State governor say those that are killing are foreigners. Most northern governors are saying these people that are coming to kill, they are foreigners. But there's a video of Fulani community coming out to say that they should stop killing their cows. If they don't stop killing their cows, this problem will continue. Making threats. Those ones that were making threats in those videos, are they foreigners? Are they foreigners? So I just don't understand what is happening. Whatever the Fulani is trying to do, be vigilant to. You reject any domestication of anything in the southwest. Let the Yorubas determine or decide how they are going to practice their own Islam. The Islam practiced by Saudi Arabia, the hometown of Muhammad, is different from the Islam they are practicing in northern Nigeria. The Islam they are practicing in northern Nigeria is anti-growth, anti-development. It has some elements of terrorism. The Islam they are practicing in northern Nigeria. But look at Islam they are practicing in southwest. How moderate. They are living in peace. I don't know who brought this ideology of I don't know. In the southwest, you live with peace. The ones that are even violent in the southwest are those Nupe, those Arab Yorubas, and those ones from Ilorin. They have this ideology of the Fulani. Anything that resembles Sharia from the Fulani, my brother, you have to reject it in southern Nigeria. Is it that our customary courts cannot adjudicate on inheritance, divorce, marriages? Mind you, southwest Nigeria is very different from other regions. In a southwest family, the father will be Christian, the mother will be Muslim. Children will be Muslim or Christian or traditionalist. So how do you judge? How will the Sharia panel? Because they take it as something that is priority. As in, man, we need this, so it is very important. We need this, we need Sharia. People are dying, hunger. Look at the economy. You didn't come to discuss about economy, it's about Sharia. A family that have different people practicing different religion, will Sharia be applicable to them? What number of families will be interested in using Sharia to resolve their disputes in southwest? Hence, the southwest is very unique. Twin. One is a pastor, the other one is a Muslim. Twin. Even among twin, they chose different path. That's the typical family in southwest. So what is the essence of coming to say that we are demanding domestication of Sharia panel in Osun State? One of the reasons why we are stupid in this part of the country is the religion we practice. We refuse to use our common sense. You are importing Sharia, whatever brand. Don't tell me that Yorubas are not dumb to adopt Fulani ideology. You don't understand. You have not given this one. You have not thought about it. Go and sit down and think about it. See, if you allow them put one leg, whatever it is, if you allow them have their way small, they will use that to create more problems for you, whereby you give them opportunity. There are some Yorubas that are in support of this Fulani ideology. When you give them small leg, they will bring in those Yorubas, use the Yorubas against you. Maybe some of them have access to power. Small, you see, say they are expanding. And before you know, they're everywhere. And tomorrow you come and say, how did the Fulani, how were the Fulani able to conquer the houses? This is one of the reasons why you are not going to be so liberal with these Fulani people. If you know that most of the wars you fought, present day Kwara State, it is before your eyes that the emir banned Ishishe practice and festival. The emir, it caused a lot of problems then under Buhari regime. Before your eyes, these guys are against your tradition, against your culture. And Ilorin Imam will say he cannot bow for king. They don't recognize this or that. And Ilorin Imam. Before Islam, Yoruba was. Before Islam, Yoruba was. Even the Islam, Yoruba first practiced Islam. Yoruba first practiced Islam before these Fulanis. Before northern Nigeria. Yorubas even had Fulanis as slaves. Like I said, Yorubas of those days were warriors. They don't take rubbish. See, one Nigeria is making everybody look stupid. One Nigeria is making everybody... We don't know, we don't have sense of direction. We are not focused on preserving our heritage. We are not focused on that. We are not even ready to give... You see your leaders, southern leaders. Leaders of those days, the Awolowos, the Nnamdi Azikiwes, the Tafawa Balewas. These leaders were willing to die, to kill themselves, to rescue their region. These leaders, they were ready to kill themselves, to commit suicide, so that their people can benefit. Can Tinubu commit suicide for you to benefit as a Yoruba man? Can Ojis Okalu commit suicide? Can even P2B commit suicide? Can all these Northern Arewa, Northern Arewa, Northern NEF, Northern Elders Forum, that are threatening Bola Tinubu, how many of them can be able to sacrifice their lives for the betterment of their region? How many of them? So the people you are left to determine your future, because all these guys are sellout. 20 people were killed in Ondo State. The governor, till today, we have not seen his action. When it comes to election, that one, they want to retain power. You see them, they'll be up and down, moving up and down like sheep without shepherd, just to convince people to vote for them. When it's time to show workings, they will not show workings. So these leaders of yours, most of them are afraid and cowards. That's why when they use power, they cannot utilize it. It's just like somebody that, a poor man, you give a poor man 10 million, you will see poverty in his life. How arrogant will he be? How stupid he will become? How he will misuse the money. That is the same thing with politicians. When politicians hold on to power, they fail to use the power for the betterment of the people because they are clueless, they are visionless, and they are cowards. A poor man gets 10 million today. You will not think about investing. No. We just think about how he's going to buy clothes, buy car, and be doing like this. That is a good example of our leaders, especially in southern Nigeria. They are there. These people are they are tiptoeing into the south. Tiptoeing. Somebody was saying that I was supporting Tinubu. There's only Tinubu cannot rescue Nigeria. I said restructure. And restructuring is holding down the legislature to be able to pass laws and amend the constitution that will give room for. Because when Tinubu started, we saw regionalism, we saw restructuring. Those ones caught my attention. That is the only thing. We don't need all these Islam. I know if they enter the southwest, it will affect the southwest. If Middle Belt fall to these Fulanis, they will enter the south, and it might be over. Because as they enter the army, as they enter political power, as they spread themselves around, they are going to make sure they align with people. They can sell Nigeria's resources just to take over Nigeria, these Fulanis. So be careful. Don't allow these guys deceive you. Yoruba practice of Islam is the best practice in Nigeria. Not that the practice is not in Nigeria. You can see the difference. Sultan of Sokoto, how is Sokoto economy? How is Sokoto GDP? How is Sokoto IGR? You have been sultan for how many years? So nobody should be deceived at this point in time. May God help Nigeria.